For this problem, we're going to solve the equation 4x squared plus x equals 14 algebraically. All right, non-linear equation. So what should we be doing? That's right. We should be moving all terms to one side, leaving a zero, so we can use the zero product property, which says if you have an a times b equals 0, it's either a is equal to 0 or b is equal to 0. And we want to take advantage of that. So I'm going to move all my terms over to this side. So 4x squared plus x, and then subtract 14, and that equals 0. Now we need to factor. Well, to factor this is an AC method problem because we have a value in the leading coefficient that's other than 1. So I need to find factors of 4 times negative 14 that equals or sums to 1. So see, 4 times negative 14. So negative 56 is the product. All right, and now I need to find factors of negative 56. So 1 and 56. Let's see. 2 and let's see, 28. See, does 3 go into 56? I bet you it does. I'll use my calculator. So 56 divided by 3 does not, actually. Now, I want to show you a fast way to find these factors, because when you start doing these AC method questions, you starting with a number like 56, maybe it's manageable, but it can get big pretty fast because you're multiplying a number times another number. So in this case, what you can do is actually grab your calculator and let it do some of the grunt work for you. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go into y equals, and I'm going to take my negative 56, and I'm going to divide it by x. Okay, now what that's going to do now is when I go into my table, and remember the table is right here above the graph, and let me see, probably we should go in table set first to make sure everybody's on the same page. So grab your calculator and go into table sets, second window. Make sure that you're starting at 0. Your change table, like the steps in which your table will take, is 1, and it's auto. So make sure your calculator has this set up. And then go into second graph. Okay, so here are your factors, like 1, which is negative 56, we saw that. 2, negative 28, we saw that. 3 didn't go into it, but 4 did. And so you can just scroll down this list and find all your factors. Now, remember that we're trying to find two numbers that sum to a positive 1. And as I'm looking at these lists, I'm kind of mentally subtracting from each other. So like this is 7 minus 8, that's negative 1, and 8 minus 7. Oh, 8 minus 7. Well, that is a positive 1. So those must be my two factors. So I'm going to take my 4x squared, I'm going to just copy it down and leave it alone, but I'm going to pull my b into the two parts. I'm going to turn it into a positive 8x and a minus 7x, and then subtract 14 equals 0. And then I have my 4 terms, but here's the first group. And what can I factor out of 4x and 8x? And I think that would be a 4x, actually. So 4x squared divided by 4x is just going to be a single x. And then 8x divided by 4x, that's going to be 2. So x plus 2. And then in my second pair right here, I'm going to factor out a negative 7. Again, the negative, I'm pulling out a negative number because my leading term in my factors is negative. So then negative 7x divided by negative 7 is a positive x. Well, that's good because look, my two things are matching. We needed that to be the case. So x, and then I have minus 14. And I'm dividing that by negative 7. And that is a positive 2. Oh, and this is really good news because look, those two are matching as well. So I have this x plus 2 and x plus 2 factor in both of my terms. Okay, so I have my two terms here, 4x times x plus 2 and negative 7, x plus 2. And they have a common factor of x plus 2. So I'll factor that out. And then what remains? The 4x minus 7. Now again, eye on the prize. We're not done until we actually know what x is equal to. So we have to keep going here. So x plus 2. Well, that equals 0 when x plus 2 equals 0, when x is equal to negative 2. So that's one of my answers right here. And then 4x minus 7 equals 0. Let's see, 4x equals 7. And when x is equal to 7 fourths. Okay, so now that I have two values for x equals negative 2, x equals 7 fourths, now I can be done.